In 2004, the coalition government, supported by the Labor Party, voted in Parliament to make sure that same-sex marriage would never happen in Australia. Marriages between people of the same sex could not be performed, and marriages performed overseas could not be recognised here. Presumably they imagined they were solving the issue once and for all, but if so, they'd forgotten who they were dealing with. People who'd been defying bad laws and working to change them for well over 30 years. This law, passed in 2004, far from putting an end to any possibility of same-sex marriage, made it more or less inevitable. This is because gay and lesbian activists, faced with the challenge, did what they always did, which was set out to organise to get what they wanted. But it wasn't just that. All over Australia, millions of people who'd never thought about this issue even for a minute suddenly found themselves confronted with the question, should people be allowed to get married? And mostly the answer was, well, why shouldn't my family, my friends, my workmates be allowed to get married if they want to? Bringing those thoughts to the fore and turning them into political pressure was the work of the movement. It took a long time, but it finally, as we know, got there. It got there because of a grassroots campaign that was really quite remarkable by Australian standards. It involved tens of thousands of people, but it was a campaign that went beyond the cities and into places that were not normally part of such campaigning at all. Crow's Nest, Bunbury, Shepparton, Goulburn, British consulates, Argentina all turned up in the history of the movement. In the end, people got to vote, and 7.8 million people, 60% of those who voted yes to same-sex marriage. It was a remarkable moment. Here at the State Library, we gathered on the day that the announcement was to be made to hear the results over a loudspeaker system. Thousands and thousands of people gathered in the forecourt. We waited nervously, we heard the announcement, and the crowd erupted into cheers and tears of excitement. It was a remarkable moment in Australian history, marked at a place where we were used to protesting and demonstrating, but here we could gather at last to celebrate.
For the national result, yes responses, representing 61.6% of clear responses, were yes.